इंग्लिश में स्टार्ट किया था और हिंदी में टाइप किया।
Hello, good evening everyone. So today we are going to start the layout of web page. So let's create. So we will start in few minutes. Let's create one file of HTML. Let's name it day6.html. In that session we are going to explore about the layout of a web page, means how a website, how a web page looks like. So we will start in 5 to 10 minutes. Let's share with everyone in your inbox, in your chat, in your WhatsApp. And yeah, this session will going to rock because we are going to know about layout. And layout is one of the fundamental thing of web page. Means if you have to make any website, if you have to make any project, then you have to know layout of that website, and after that you have to you have to think about that, and you have to start that. So let's see. So first of all we have to create a image. Let's see. And we have to name this day 6 layout. And basically in all of the web page, in all of the website, there are mainly three things of that website, mainly three layout of that website. The first thing is header, and the second thing is main, and the third thing is footer. So let's create one by one. So this is the first layout of web page, and this is the second one, and this is the last one. This layout is basically for all web pages, means all web pages contain three things: header, main, and footer. In that header, means I show this on OneNote. So let's create a website, and in that website there is a header. Imagine this is a straight header, and in that there are many menus. Let's see, this is a header. In that header means we have so many links like home, like about, contact us, and there are main section. In that section means I think we have to show my means you can say my profile. So in that section we have the main content, means about my profile, and after that there is a footer, and you can see in that footer means you have to show that this websites means which one means reserve the rights of this website. Means you can see here copyright, means if your company name is Booster Dost, then you can see copyright boosterdost.com, all rights reserved. So you see here, means in many of the website there are three things in that web page. The first one is header. So the upper one you can see here, this is known as header, and that layout that contain the main content, this is known as main layout. And the third one in which means you show which company or which websites reserve this site, so you can call this footer. This is the footer section. Let's go to any website and see one by one. Let's open the Wikipedia. So you have to search Wikipedia, the domain of that website. You see the domain of the website is wikipedia.org, and let's go in English section. So you see here the upper part of the website, this is known as header. This is header, and in that section there is menu bar. This is the part of the header, and this all the things that contain the main content, means about means here you can see from today's feature article in the news. So this is the main content of that web page. So this is known as main layout. And let's scroll down and see here, this is known as footer. In that footer there are many sections named privacy policy, about Wikipedia. So this is footer. So this is the basic layout of any type of web page, that is the header and main content and footer. So please note this thing, and after that I will start the CSS, the styling part of any web page. Means how a web page, means how we can change the color, how we can style the website. So please note down, you have 5 minutes to note down this, and after that we start the CSS. Hello, am I audible? Hello, please. So we are going to start the CSS, the styling part of website. So in any type of website, the first one you have to create the structure of website. You have to create the structure of website, and the structure of a website can be created by HTML, that is hypertext markup language. So after that you have to style that website. Means you have to change the background, you have to change the font style, you have to means display in the different layout, like means you have to show the 3 contents in one row and 2 contents in second row. So this is known as the styling of website, and this can be done by the CSS. CSS, the full form of CSS is cascading style sheet. Cascading style sheet. And after that you have to means you have to add some means creativeness, like means if a button is clicked, then the new web page is open. So you have to add creativeness by using the language JS, that is known as JavaScript. So now we are going to start the CSS, that is a styling part of website. So let's see what is CSS. To add a styling in web pages. And let's start by knowing the syntax of CSS. So first of all, we open the VS Code and let's see. So now we are adding something like in header we have add home, and in main we create main, and footer we write footer, just for dummy content. And there are mainly three ways to add CSS in your HTML. So first one, you have add the CSS using a style tag. So let's write a style, and after that means you have to first of all change the background of home as a red. So let's go here, and we can select the home by using the class header. We can select the class name using dot and class name. Dot and class name is header. So you select that class, and after that you have to import curly braces, and you can write background. This is the property background. This will change the background color, and write background. The spelling of background is something background, and we have to add background as red. And after that you have to add semicolon and control S, and let's see the changes. You can see the in home class the background is red, and you can add multiple class to multiple elements. You can add means one class in multiple elements, like in main. If we add class header in main, then also the main layout of this web page contain the background color as red. Let's see here. The main is now the background of main layout has changed, and it's going to be red. And if we add the class header in footer, then also the background of footer will be red. We can add one class to multiple elements, but in ID case the one element can contain only one type of ID, and never it's and never we can contain one ID to many one. So this is, you can see. And I would like to change the color of home. There is the color of home is black, but I would like to change the color of home is white. So let's write the property color, color color white. Now the color of the content going to be white. You can see here. So first of all, we have to study all the type of selectors in HTML. So you know about the class selector. Means you can select class in HTML by using dot and class name. And if we want to add background color yellow in home, and we want to change the background of main and footer as red, so you can add the property of CSS in one element by using ID. So let's create this element ID as header home, and now we can select the ID. We can select the element having ID using hash. So let's create hash and home. So we can select the elements having class using dot, and we can select select element with ID having hash and ID name. Let's change the background as background color, background as yellow. Let's see what happens. and let's remove the class name header from here. Let's see what happens. So you can see the ID of home now reflected as yellow. The home ID is now reserved in the element that is known as header. We can't reference this ID to another element just because the ID element is unique, and we have to means add one element as only one ID, and we can't take this ID to another element. So if we want to add ID in this element, so let's create ID, but we can't ID this element as home just because it's reserved in header. So let's write this ID as a main, and we want to add the color of this main as green. So let's select this main element using ID main. So we can select using hash and ID name, that is main, and curly braces, and after that we have to change the color as yellow. So let's write the property of CSS color and yellow. So it will reflect the main tag having ID main as the color is yellow. So you can see here the main written in this that is yellow. So we can add the property in class using dot, and we can add the property in element having some ID using hashtag. And if we want to select the element using tag name, means here is a header tag, here is main tag, here is footer tag, and let's create more tag like p tag. It is known as paragraph tag. So this is paragraph tag. Let's create more tag, that is anchor tag. This is anchor tag. Let's create again p tag. This is another p tag, and we want to select all the elements that contains p tag, paragraph tag. So we can add the all paragraph tags. So let's select the all paragraph tags using p. Means when we select the elements having class something like home or anything, then we have to select using dot. And when we have to select any type of element having some ID, then we can select using hash. But if we want to select any tag name, then we don't have to written before as a hash or dot. We can select just by writing that tag name. So we want to increase the font size of p tag. First of all, let's see what's it's showing. So this is the anchor tag, this is paragraph tag, and we want to increase the font size of all paragraph tag. So let's write the property of CSS, that is font size, and if we write 25 pixel, then see the change. So you can see here the font size of all paragraph tag. This is anchor tag. So the font size of anchor tag is not increased, but the all paragraph tag, the font size of paragraph tag now increased, and you can see the CSS property in inspect. Let's see, this is paragraph tag, and you can see here computed, and you can see here the font size is 25 pixel, that is the CSS of that element. And you can also here see the font size property of that paragraph tag is 25 pixel. So the change we done here is reflected in inspect. So we know about now we know the class tag, the ID tag, and thus tag name. Thus means we can select all the tag using the name of the tag. So let's if we want, let's let's create another element having same class, header. So let's see, paragraph having class main. This is part of main class. Let's create another paragraph having class main and paragraph and para. This element having class para and main. Now we want to select the element having the class both, that is main and para. So how we can select that element? So let's select the element having class main as well as para. So we have to select main and dot. It means all the elements having class main and para is now selected, but there is only one element having class main as well as para. So you can see here, that is this element having class para and main. You can see the main and para. So that element is now selected. And if we want to change the background, let's see, background color as you can see blue, and color as red, and font size as 35 pixel. Let's control S and see the changes. You can see the background is black, background is blue, and the color is red, and font size also increased. If we want to create another element, let's create another element having class main and para. Let's create another tag like anchor tag having class main and para. And this is anchor tag having class main and para. So you can see there is a tag, paragraph tag having class main and para, and there is anchor tag having class main and para. Both have the same class main as well as para. So in that selector, which one select, paragraph tag or anchor tag? So there is a selector that means having class main and para. So both the elements now selected, just because both the elements have the class main as well as para. So both now contain the CSS of that main and para, that is background color blue. So now you can see the anchor tag also having the same CSS property, just because both have the same class para and main. So you can see, you can select multiple class. Let's create another element like header having class main, having class header, having class footer, and this is a header tag having class main, header as well as footer. So now we want to select the element having three class, that is main, header and footer. How can we select this? So you can select just adding dot and dot. Let's say main header and footer. And now this will select all the elements having class main, header and footer. Now we want to change the font size as 50 pixel. It's very big. And background color as aqua. Let's save and see there. So the element having the three class name as main, header, footer now selected. Now we can select. Now let's create another element like footer having ID good job, and having class good, and having class job. So we can add class by using dot and add class by using hashtag. So this is footer tag having class good and job, and ID is good job. So now we want to select this element having ID good job and class good and job. So you can select this element using we have to select the element having class good and job, so and having ID. So we can select the ID using hash having id good job. So that particular element having class good and job and id is good job now selected, and we want to change the background of this element is you can say uh, red and color as white and font size as 5 pixel. This is very small. Let's see what change happens. You can see the small one. We have to increase the size. Let's say 25 pixel, and now you can see the element is now selected. So we can you can say we can filter the elements using means classes and elements. So we can select that elements means if elements contain a class and we have to add multiple we have to add css in multiple elements, then we can add some classes, some common classes in that elements, and we can add the css using dot in that class. So you have some task. You have to the task is depend upon the selector. So you have to select the particular elements having class good and gentle and having id both. This is a div tag having class good and gentle and id is both. So you have to select that particular element. So how can you select that element? Please comment. So yeah, I am seeing the comment section. Please comment how can I select this element having class good and gentle and id is both. Yes, dot good and dot gentle, that is right, but we have to select that particular element. Means there are multiple elements having, means there can be multiple elements having class good and gentle, but the id is unique. So you have to add that id. Sorry, Daryl Raj. Yes, that's the get lost person is right. Means we can select this element using id both. Means id is unique, and if we select that element using id, then yeah, only that particular element selected. So we can select using id, that is both, and after that let's change the anything like let's change the text decoration like underline. Now see the changes. You can see the underline text appears. So if we want to select any one particular element, then you can then there is a then you can select that element using id. But if we want to select multiple element, then you can select element using class. And if we want to means filter the elements having 2 class or 3 class, then you can select using dot multiple times. Like if we want to select any elements having class good as well as bad, then this classes will select all the elements. These classes will select all the elements having class good as well as bad. So this is the multiple class selector, good and bad. So let's select we have another task for you. Paragraph tag having class good, having class para. This is a paragraph having class good and para, and this is also paragraph class having class good. This is also a paragraph having class only good. This is also a paragraph having class only para. So we want to select both three elements. There is any selector that can select both three elements? Please comment about this. There are any type of selector that can select all three types of elements? Please comment. So yes, some persons saying that yes. So please declare that how can we select both three elements. We can select both three elements using the class name. Please comment about this. Can we select all three elements using class name? So you see here, the first one having class good and para, the second one having class good, and the third one having class para. So the all three elements not have the common class. The first two have common class good, and the first last have common class para, but second and third don't have any common class. So we can't select all three elements using the class name, but we can select all three elements using the tag name, that is the paragraph tag. So if we want to select both three elements, then we can select this. But if we apply CSS on paragraph tag, then all the paragraph tag changes the property. But we have to apply the CSS only these three paragraph tags. So how can we apply that? Please, if you have any idea, then please comment. So the get lost saying the p tag, but if we apply the CSS property in p tag, then all the paragraph tags apply that CSS. We have to apply only these three paragraph tag. The first one having class good para, the second one having class good, and the third one having class para. So we have any type of selector that select all only these three paragraph tag. So we can't select these three paragraph tags just because the paragraph tags is common, and if we apply the CC property in paragraph tag, then all the paragraphs selected. But if we apply the good, then the first and second one apply, but third one don't have any good. Then we have to select means we can select the first second using good class, and the third one have with para class. So you can select here the paragraph tag having class good. So both first and second will selected, and paragraph tag having class para. So the third one will selected. So there is no one common way to select both three elements just because there are many paragraphs. So all will selected, and the three elements don't have any common classes. So we have to select individually. So yeah, now the all the three paragraph tag selected. Now we can change the things. Let's first so this is here. and if we change the background color as red and color as white, let's see here the changes reflected. So you have 5 questions, please note down. And there is an anchor tag having class anchor. Good job. With a paragraph tag having class anchor. And this is the header tag having class anchor. So how can we select all 3 elements? Please comment. And means our senior executor now. So thank you so much for this class, and we will meet in another class. And please comment this means this problem answer. Okay, thank you.
बापरे मला घरचा फोन कॉल आला
मुझे
हाँ?
मुझे
क्या
मुझे लेट होते से जाएंगे
है ट्रेन
हाँ
है
क्या बजे
नो कॉल कनेक्ट कर लेते हैं इधर नहीं हुआ